Welcome to day 27 of our 30-day travel photographer challenge. So for today's video, we're going to be going over the shots I got at Bentley's show this weekend. If you don't know, Bentley Burris is my fiance, and he is in a band called Kaiju. It's a metal band. They're based in Oklahoma City. They've been a band for a couple of years now, doing a lot of the background work that it takes to build a professional band. Over this weekend was their album release party, which was this super awesome all ages show where family, friends, and other supporters online were able to come and see them live for the first time in the area, and it was so exciting. They also had guests Oberon and Silver Tongue Devil, who's actually out of Dallas. Oberon, I believe, is out of Ada. So huge congratulations to my sweetheart and his band, all of whom are now very close family friends. So let's go through the shots that we got. This was the first band, Oberon, and I wanted to get this shot with Blue Kaiju in the background as well because there were so many people there. This front stage area was packed. And that's the point of this photo. I also have a lot more photos of Oberon. I took like 3,500 photos that night, culled it down to about 400, and then isolated about 35 for me to edit and use for today's video. But I am still far from done on this photo project. So Oberon, there will be more photos. No, don't worry. Okay. So this, it's obviously not a band member. This is actually Atilla, and he is a filmmaker, creative director, all of the things. And he's the one that made like their super amazing music videos that are posted now actually on YouTube. I'll try to remember to link those in the bottom. Super awesome guy, just absolute delight to work with. This is Blue, and she's kneeling down on the front of the stage while everyone's kind of setting up and transitioning between the bands, and her kiddo. This is Noble, Blue's husband, taking photos. And then again, in this kind of gap, you know, Blue's down in front of the stage, like saying hello to everyone, chit-chatting. This is Ken. He is also a photographer who was doing this event. And as you can see from this silly little face, he's a goob. He's a lot of fun to work with. So this is my sweetheart being all cute. And this isn't the most epic photo. Like, they're just doing sound check stuff right here. But on this side of the stage was our whole family. We had like 20 people come, which was amazing. And he was just so happy to have everyone there. Okay, so here's Blue being epic, doing the screamy things. There's this photo and this one. And I love them both. In this first one, I like how claw-ish her hand is. It's very epic. This one, I like that her hand's moving, and like the position of her face is a little bit more favorite. So that's why they're quite similar, but I kept both. And then here's landscape. Same thing, but landscape. And I couldn't decide between these because I really like the movement of her hands. But that is also like kind of a cool grip on the mic. I love this photo because, you know, she's screaming, and her like holding in front of her throat is just giving me like cool Scream vibes. I don't know. And I also love that you can see David in the background. He looks really cool. There's a peek of my sweetheart. Okay, so here is David again, being cool, bassist. If you'll notice, he's playing a 6-string bass. And this is actually really beautiful. You can't see it in this, but it's green. Really beautiful custom bass. And here he is again, being cool, being epic. I love this photo of Bentley. I love Blue in the foreground. I love Ron in the background. The light is just hitting him perfect. I love it, love it, love it. This was me trying to get smaller elements of the show to kind of help tell a story. So this is the stage floor, as you can tell by this boot. This is Blue's boot. Her mic stand is blue and bedazzled, of course. And then Nick's super cool drum kits in the background. Here's David again. I love this shot because of how it's like wonky and it's cool. His like mic stand is in the way. It just feels very like in the moment. On some of these photos, I think I want to like make the background lights more glowy, more neon-y. But there's so many photos to edit. It's gonna be a little bit heavier editing. Here's my sweetheart, shredding. Here's Nick. So as you'll notice, I am far away from Nick. There was the cinematographer and another photographer that were like on stage doing the photos there. So I did not want to crowd the stage anymore. So this is me with my 50mm from the audience. I adore Nick, but I did not get many shots of him just because of my camera limitations. And I really didn't want to get in the way of the other people who were, hired to be there, right? It's kind of like you don't want to like hold your cell phone up in the way of the wedding photographer, Kind of like that. Okay, I love this shot. So Bentley has an amazing voice, and on this particular song, he sang backups, and you can see Ron in the background. And I just love this angle. He's got so much emotion. His eyes are twinkling. I just love it. He looks so good. Okay, so this is a cute one. I don't know if Blue bent down to talk to somebody. I can't remember what she was doing at this point. But if you'll notice, this photo is blurry, but I love the emotion that it catches. So I'm using it, right? Because it's not always about being in focus. It's about telling a story. And then here's one that's in focus, but her eyes are closed. But I really love both of these shots, and she's just glowing and having a great time. Okay, so here is one of the many signs that I made. I made a lot of very silly signs for people to hold. This was one of my less silly ones, but my brother-in-law is actually holding this photo, or sign, this poster. Okay, so here's Ken again, me taking photos of him taking photos. I really like taking photos of people taking photos. I don't know why, it's a thing. Okay, I really love this shot. So obviously my sweetheart, Bentley, being handsome and shredding. The person right in front of him is Attilla, the cinematographer, filmmaker, director man, right? You can kind of see his video camera's screen. And then David and Ron are like rocking out in that back corner. I really like this shot too. David looks really cool, and they're all kind of in like a little group doing their stage thing. David's hands look really cool. And then, Attila is getting some really cool shots of Bentley's hands playing. Here's another one of those foot stage photos. I really like this shot. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, there's not really a structure to this, but I love this. Here's Blue being cool. Here's Attila and Ken, the ones who were working this event, and some cool stuff was happening with Bentley's guitar, and then Blue like kind of in the background, so he was kind of, I think, in the foreground of these shots. Okay, here's Bentley's Fractal, which is a digital amp that I won't go into, but it's really cool, and I really like how it lit up the bottom of his shoe. So, okay, so this was the mosh pit, and I got a lot of videos and photos of the mosh pit. I don't get it. I don't understand mosh. I'm not really a metal person, so this was the first one I had seen. And it was a small show, so I'm sure people would be like, oh, that's not a real mosh or whatever, because it wasn't this huge whatever, but it was interesting to watch. And I really I got a ton of photos of it. I haven't gone through them super well. These were just some of like the immediate storytelling ones. I didn't show you my merch. So this is a blue kaiju necklace, and I actually custom made this sweater and some other shirts. That's Bentley's face. It's so cool. Anyway, They didn't actually arrive on time for me to wear to the show. I had to paint a different shirt to wear, but now I'm wearing them like every day. So very fun, very proud. It was an absolute delight to be a part of this project. And yeah, thank you all for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.